Monday! That's what it is. It's Monday. Check your calendars. I'm right. I'm correct. It is absolutely Monday. So yeah, this is the fourth week that we've been giving away a prize. We've been doing this for about 5 weeks now. Every night, 7 o'clock, we are here. We're going to do it all the way until the point that they say that we can leave our homes and go do other things. So if you're also stuck at home and need to do things, well, great news, because we will be here. So you don't have to go anywhere to get your trivia. It's fun that way. We're changing things up a little. Danny has gotten here first, but has not typed the correct thing. I put this in Another Wasted Hour, both the group and the page, to give people an advantage if they were signed in to that. Whoever says first, right, gets a point right off the bat. And no one has done that yet. We've got Danny and Steven and Jenny all here, but the traditional first I haven't seen yet. I'm gonna double check and see if anybody else has gotten it, but I'm not seeing it yet. I think it's just 3 people all vying for that point and no one following directions. While we're doing that, so let's take to the chat here and see what people are up to. Oh, Jenny goes with first. Oh, surprise upset.
Jenny gets a point.
Jenny gets a point. We're changing things up a little bit, everybody, because we don't want to get boring. We don't want to get tired. We want to try different things. Obviously, I'm going to go and share today's show. That's important.
Then you get a point.
And so these are some of the ways that you can get points. Obviously, if you type the answer to a question in the chat after we've answered it, you get a point.
You get a point.
If it's correct. If it's the correct answer, 1 point, right? If you are the first person to type the correct answer, bonus point. You get 2 points instead of the ones. All right. If when we start our show, you are the first person to come into the chat and type the word first, just like you would on like YouTube, right? Just first, you get a point. And if you share the show, now there's a little thing up here in specific things. I'm not saying inviting people. You can definitely do that. We'd appreciate it. But if you'll see at the top, it'll say like what people's reactions were, but then it'll also say how many times it's been shared. If you're one of the people in that list, right, you get a point. And I'm going to have a point for each share that happens.
I think we should tabulate those at the end of the night.
At the end of the night, yep. We get the first at the beginning of the night.
If you've shared it by the end of the show,
yep,
then you get a point.
Yeah, you get a point. I assume maybe we should be doing it like at the very beginning, try and get everybody to share at the beginning. But I'm fine.
Baby steps.
Baby steps at first. So I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to go share this publicly as well. And I'm even going to put it on my story just so that people see it. We've got a ton of people showing up, which is great. Let's see. Steam is here. Jenny is here. Danny is here. Steam wants to know how to share things on his iPhone. I don't know that. Ian's here. Dang it, the Facebook police already discontinued my Keith Richards account. Do I get a point for sharing to that account?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You get a style point.
Yeah, you definitely get a style point. So there are some new rules. I think it'll keep things interesting. We want to make sure, obviously, that we have different winners and people get opportunities. Barbara's here, which is great. Glad to have Barbara here as well. I saw my brother come in. I think Brian
you have to clarify.
Here. I believe Brian.
I'm just saying you have a lot of brothers.
Steam says he did not know about this first thing. I know. You have to go and like Another Wasted Hour and join the group and stuff, and then you get all the insider information. If you didn't do that, I don't know what to tell you. That's not my problem, right? We have been saying it for weeks now that you should go and do that, right? And so you missed opportunity. That's all. And Ian says that's all I want. So that's all he wants.
Okay.
Well, a style
granted.
point for that.
I grant you a style point. You know what, Ian? I grant you 2 style points.
What?
One
you're-
extra one for effort.
You're very gracious. We're already up to 11 people, so I think we can get started. We're going to change things up a little, everybody. We've made some new themes and stuff like this. Hopefully it's going to help everybody be able to get the questions. I know that there were some technical issues that people were having and things like that. So you let us know if you like what we're doing here. We're changing scenes and stuff so that it is a little more dynamic. We're working on music. I talked to a couple musicians
cool.
and they didn't have albums that I could stream. So I'm going to keep working on that, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of stream an artist's album behind us, and then I'll give you guys the name of the artist and the website, and if you want to be able to support them, like doing tips or something, since a lot of them are out of work now, we'll put that information up during the show.
That's great.
Yeah, and I think that's a win-win for everybody. You get some good music that you can listen to while we're doing trivia, and you can also help out a local musician who's very talented.
We just
and
have to
poor.
make sure it's not an EP that we stream. Otherwise, it's just going to stop halfway through the show.
That could happen. That is very, very possible. All right, so let's start with our first question of the night. Trivia. For those that don't know, we're going to ask a question. You're going to put the answer in the chat. Oh, Nico and Emily have both joined us. It's definitely time to party.
Totally time.
If you don't know the answer, that's okay. You can go for a style point by putting an answer in that you think is going to make Caitlin laugh. She's very difficult to make laugh, though, just so you know. She is very hardened at this point. Nothing makes her laugh anymore because all the laughter has been stolen by people in previous weeks. So, yeah, she's very difficult that way.
I had kind of a challenging day. I could use a laugh.
Okay, all right, we could use some laughs. Now, this is the difference in the rules this week. Since we do have the chat up here, you can see it like below me, right down there. The first person who shows up in that chat with the correct answer, with the correct answer, gets 2 points. Okay, so 1 point for everybody that gets the correct answer, 2 points for the first person to get the correct answer. Obviously, if you don't get the right answer, no points unless you go for style points. Any details? I want to make sure that we get details about the questions out at first, because now we're doing whoever gets it first. So it's going to be frustrating if we say like full name after we've asked the answer.
There's only one question I think this week where that's going to matter.
We do have a closest question, I'm assuming, right? Is there also a closest question? Anyhow.
I don't remember all the questions.
Okay, well let's start.
Oh, there is a closest question.
There is. Okay, so we just want to say those ahead of time. Robert says Tom Riddle is all my answers. That's every answer.
Robert?
He's going with that
well.
starting from the beginning.
You get 0 style points.
Yeah, if you don't see the feed, swipe left or right. Then you can see where you share on left of typing. Okay, that's good to know. So if you're on iPhone, you can still
Hey, thanks,
do that.
person, for helping Steam.
That was Robert. Robert was very helpful.
Thanks, Robert. Robert, you are a good IT consultant.
Nico says that you can also earn a Keith nickel with a K. She wants to remind
you. Knickel?
Yeah, Knickel. All right, so let's do our first question. How about you ask the question, and I will change our graphic. Check this out.
What is the nickname of the state of Nevada?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. We've actually got, look at this. We've actually got the question up there so people can read it. If for some reason you can't read it, let us know.
If I'm mumbly.
Yeah, but we're trying this. The electrifying hype says I'm cooking up some gator. Some gator? Oh, wow. I best I could do is maybe Gatorade. So that's one up on me. Are you down in Louisiana? That's where I always think of gator being.
Florida, maybe?
Did we have gator bites when we were in Louisiana? We talked about it.
Yeah, we had them this time, I think.
We did? Okay.
Pretty sure.
I feel
I
like
think we had
someone
them
did.
at Acme Oyster House.
Did we? Okay. Someone
so.
did, I think.
Steam, do you remember?
Yeah, Steam, did we have that? Is that
I'm pretty sure we had Gator at Acme Oyster House.
Mm-hmm.
I remember deep fried nuggets of sunshine.
Nico would like to correct Robert that every answer is actually George Michael. That's the actual answer.
I love you guys.
I like that this is just a show of all inside jokes now. So, all right, time is up, everyone. Let's get the answers. We'll
Go
start.
slowly because I have to write names.
Yes, we'll get to the top of this. First person I see in with an answer was Sue Lawrence with Silver State. Sue was Silver State. And I feel like that's good. Steam just says first. He just yelled first.
You're a little late. You're kind of eighth, but I love you.
No, he was asking if he was first. And it doesn't look like I've got Sue on my list as first. Steam was second with the Silver State. Ian says the Whorehouse State. Is that...
Style point, Ian.
It's not wrong.
It's a whore home.
Megan W says sagebrush. Sagebrush.
Sagebrush.
Yeah, sagebrush. Brian says the Silver State.
Is that Brian Center?
Yes, it is.
Hi,
And
Brian.
Megan comes up to say the sagebrush State is what she went
Got
with.
it.
Yep. Emily says what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas unless it's herpes. Then it comes with you for the rest of your
Does
life.
come with you.
Yeah. Can't get rid of that. State of confusion, says Nico. Danny goes with the Silver State.
I just wanted to give Nico a style point.
For state of confusion. All right. The electrifying hype says some sweet hickory smoked barbecue gator. That sounds delicious. That's
Sweet hickory smoked barbecue gator.
yeah. That sounds wonderful. Like
Yeah, as long as you don't overcook it, that sounds dope.
yeah, you should definitely make that. That sounds. Everybody, let's go to the electrifying hype's house and get us some sweet hickory smoked barbecue gator. Because who wouldn't want that? Not I want it.
Sounds dope.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll need pictures or
I
something.
just made burgers for dinner.
Yeah. What the hell? It did have barbecue sauce on it, so
Yeah.
Barbara says the Silver State. Let's see. Craig says what happens in Vegas stays on YouTube. That's a good point. And the Robert says that I must go 42.
Seems like a really odd answer to this question.
Christina is here. Sue says Cat House.
That was a television show.
Robert says too many Instagrams happening. Brian says hello, Caitlin. And Christina says yum burgers. But she missed the gator. There's barbecue gator just above you. You could be having that.
Okay, but in my defense,
Yeah.
it was a really good burger.
It was a very good.
I'm wearing it a little.
Yeah,
You can
no,
kinda
there's
see
definitely
it's
that.
all over me.
That's when you know it's good. Yeah, Ian says I want a burger. I had a tuna fish sandwich. Tuna fish sandwich is basically a fish burger
Kind of.
if you pack it in, right?
Pack it in.
Yeah, essentially. All right, so excellent. Well, what was the correct answer?
The Silver State.
The Silver State was correct. So it looks like Sue got our first double point of the night. Jenny got our first point of the night.
Well, our only first point of the night.
Our only first, but yeah, the first one ever. We've got a few people sharing already. We'll come back to this.
Yeah, I'd like to do those all at once.
But Robert has shared. I've got Barbara sharing twice, and myself also sharing.
You're going to point.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
So I have points for Danny, Steam,
Yeah.
Sue gets 2, Brian, and Barbara.
All right. So if you did not get counted, let us know. Christina says, I always spill. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Don't tip Christina over. She always spills.
She always spills.
She always spills.
It's like a glass of orange
Emily
juice.
says, oh, my God. And I was in Vegas in January, and there was some guy dancing in a windowed second floor bar that didn't realize he had a split in his pants. The whole of Fremont Street could see his balls. Talk about YouTube.
Wow.
More like his tube. Just saying.
Yikes.
To all of Fremont Street.
Fremont Street is a classy place.
Steam says that's why I wear shirts where the spills blend in. That's smart.
Like
yeah.
Paul Paisley.
It's like food camo.
I was a little disappointed when I went to Vegas.
Yeah, why is that?
I only saw the like super dressed up glitzy dancing Vegas girls
Mm-hmm.
on Fremont Street.
That's true. They're like showgirls.
I didn't see them anywhere else.
That's disappointing, right?
I thought that was so cool, and I only saw them on Fremont Street, and they didn't look terribly happy.
Nico's inviting that man to join Balls Camp.
Ooh,
Makes sense.
invited.
Yeah, because
Honorary Balls Camp member.
right, exactly. All right, so let's go to our second question. Anything interesting about our second question? Do we need to?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
All right, straightforward. You ready?
Yes. Neil Armstrong went to the moon's surface in the LEM. What do the letters in LEM stand for?
Lem. Short, obviously, for Lemmy, who is the lead singer of Motorhead.
I guess he's just lucky that when he traveled to the moon in the LEM that it wasn't a lemon.
Ah! All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Get your answers in. Let's see who gets the first correct answer. This is very exciting. 18 people have joined us. This is fun.
I need to
18
laugh so
people.
bad I'm making terrible jokes.
You're like trying to make you laugh.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Ian says, I'm sending that man an invite to trivia. Yes, please send the ball guy an invite to trivia. We
Hello,
need him
Mr. Ball
here.
Person.
Yes. Robert has a guess. Limp ear muscle. Is that?
Robert has already registered his guess for every question. You don't get to guess twice.
Oh, no. That's, oh, goodness. He was just kidding, I
I'm
think.
just kidding. You get a style point. That's funny.
Steam,
I just imagined humans walking around with floppy ears, and it was funny.
Steam goes with lemmings eating mangoes. That's what they went to the moon in.
So it's like a little recursive kind of thing.
Yeah, right. There's lemmings.
Yeah.
It is. It's self-referential.
Style point.
Style point for that. Danny goes with lymphocyte expansion molecule. Lymphocyte expansion molecule.
Sure, why not style point?
All right.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Danny,
All
you just
right.
made that up. I'm on to you.
Time is up. Let's take a look at the answers coming down from the top. Emily came in at first with what seems to be an answer that was at least serious. Emily says lunar excursion module. Lunar excursion module.
Just consult my book here.
Craig also went with lunar excursion module. And Barbara went with lunar excursion module. Then we went off the rails with the lemmings eating mangoes. That was to be expected. Sue went with lunar excursion module. Megan W. went with lunar excursion module. Ian says, let's enter the moon. That's what LEM stands for. Let's enter the moon.
Style point, Ian.
Yeah, the let's enter the moon. It's the let's enter the moon spaceship. Virginia, who's joined us, says lunar excursion module. Christian D says lunar excursion module. And
Wait,
then
who is that?
Kristen Danny.
Kristen
Danny.
D.
Kristen D. I think we've had points for her before.
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nico went with lunar module. I assume that he is just silent.
Yeah.
That's it. Robert has also replied to himself laughing.
Lunar none of your effing business module is what that is.
All right. All right. Lunar everything module. What is the correct answer?
That'll be lunar excursion module.
Nice.
I have Emily with the 2-pointer.
That is what I've got as well. Congratulations, everybody.
Good job, Emily.
Lots of right answers there. It's Monday. We got some answers that are going to be a little easier. That's good. That gets everybody in the mix. Because what we're going to do is take all of the points, not only for tonight, but for the rest of the week and compile them up for tonight. If you win, if you have the most points, then we are going to read your acceptance speech here on the show. So you get to type that out, and we will obviously make that, broadcast that. And you get bragging rights for the rest of the evening, all of tomorrow until 7 o'clock when a new winner could come around. But if you have the most points for the entire week, all the way from Monday through to Sunday, then you get a t-shirt, which I feel like is a great segue to let everybody know who won last week's
Very
t-shirt.
good segue, babe.
Yeah,
Bravo.
so-
Hey, babe. Style point.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So yeah, we had a winner last week. I think our first winner was Trey. Our second winner was Karen. We were worried that one of them might repeat because they're very good at trivia. So I guess the question is one of them getting another t-shirt?
No.
No, they're not getting another t-shirt. There's been an upset. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Who is the winner from last week?
With 49 points.
That's almost all the points. I don't know.
The winner last week is Danny.
Danny! Congratulations, Danny. So you'll have to give us your address and what size t-shirt you want. You can also see it in the background here. I put one over here. Look at that. So you'll have to let us know what size t-shirt you want and where to send it, and we will send you a free shirt.
We'll probably wait another week or so before we ship it, just so we can do a couple at once.
Yeah, right. We'll do them all at once. So, and Nico says, "Damn, Danny, look at those white vans."
Beautiful.
All right. So congratulations on that. Are we to question 3?
We're at question 3.
3. All right. What's question 3?
In the movie History of the World Part 1, how many commandments did the Jehovah give the people to obey?
All right, there you go. Question is up. In the movie In the History of the World Part 1, how many commandments did the Jehovah give the people to obey? 60 seconds on the clock. Get your answers in. Let's see who comes in first. The race has begun. So this is very cool. By the way, Danny, if you have an acceptance speech that you'd like for us to read, feel free to put that in the chat. We'll add that to tonight's episode. Danny says, I've accomplished almost nothing in my week last week, but damn it, I got myself a t-shirt. No worries. I have enough clean shirts to last for a week and a half.
Oh, good.
Good. So, I'm glad Danny wasn't counting on this t-shirt.
Good.
It was she was like, I didn't win trivia. I just had to go nude this last day of the week.
Just going topless.
Yeah, I didn't. What options did I have? All right, lots of different guesses coming in. This is good. Excellent. Let's see. Not a lot of silliness. Let's see. All right, let's start. Well, let's start from the top because time is up. We will see. Looks like Robert has 12. First person in with a guess, 12. Kristen D comes in with the second guess at 15. First person to get 15. And if I remember correctly, I think that's the correct answer. We'll see. I think it ended up being 10, but it started with 15. Brian says 15. Emily also says 15. Steam goes with 20. Virginia says 10. Craig says 20. Sue says 15. Christina says 10. Barbara goes with 15. Jenny says 12. Nico says 20 golden plates. 20 golden plates. Megan W says 10. Ian says 15. No, 10. 10 commandments for all to obey. Danny goes with 619. A lot of commandments. All of the commandments, really.
All of them.
All of the commandments. All right, so yes, Robert says nice round number, 619. What is the correct answer?
The answer is 15.
Yes.
So sorry, Ian. We're going to have to accept your first answer, which was 15.
15. No, 10. 10 commandments for all to obey. Yes, it was 15. The
Which means
Jehovah
Kristen gets the double.
That is correct. Kristen gets that double. But yeah, it was started as 15 for the Jehovah, and then Moses drops one of them. So Moses then is like, oh, 10 commandments. There's 10 commandments. Just these.
Yeah.
But the Jehovah actually had 15 that they wanted people to actually follow. All right. So that's good. We got a bunch of points in there. We're still going strong, I think. Off to our fourth question. Our fourth question.
Are you ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
The beer Miller Chill was marketed as the beer with what two things?
What two things? Beer, obviously, and chill. This was the predecessor to the Netflix and chill. It was a little more date rapey, I think.
Beer and chill?
Yeah, because you get a little drunk and then you can't really be drunk and be able to consent. So that's why they pulled it.
Probably.
A little bit of beer, a little bit of assault. That's what it ended up being. It was very unfortunate. All right, get your answers in. Let's find out what it is. The Miller Chill. What two things did it have? We have about 25 seconds left on the clock because I forgot to hit the 60-second thing, and then I just hit the 30-second thing.
Good.
Yeah, so that was good. No, I'm basically a pro at this. After just a few weeks, I'm gotten very good.
This is the 5th week we've been doing this.
Yeah, well, couple weeks. Let's call it a couple of weeks.
Isn't that bonkers? This is the 5th week we've been doing this.
Yeah, 5 seconds left on the clock. Eventually, we'll get good at it. All right, time is up. Let's take a look at what the answers are. Let's see. We can go to our chat here. Let's see what people have said. In the top. Let's see. Ian said, Nico, that's the Mormons. Brian says, she's under me on the comments. Brian, I get that. It's going to be different, like, orders for everybody, but we're going by the master list that I've got here, and you can see I'm broadcasting it, so I'm not cheating. And there's nowhere to go but down. Let's see. Kristen comes in first with beer and climb. There's a K in there. I believe she meant lime, and she did correct herself right after that. So beer and lime was the first guess.
Okay.
Craig says alcohol. And the reason I give it to Kristen is because Craig said alcohol one, and then in a different chat, like another thing underneath Kristen's correction, said poisoning, which I don't think is correct, but
it is a style point.
It isn't wrong. It's not correct. It's just probably not correct. So Kristen started off with beer and lime. Craig has alcohol poisoning. Megan says lime and salt. Lime and salt. Interesting. Jenny says wings and nachos.
Ooh.
In a beer.
I can get behind that.
Is that in?
That's like one of those Bloody Marys that has like a full fried chicken on top of it or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, this beer is chunky. Brian went with lime, which two things? Lime.
It's only one thing, Brian.
That's one thing. That's what that is. Emily says urine and Ambien. That's
style point.
It tastes so bad you want to go to sleep. Steam says lime and drunken sex. That's what was in there.
Also a style point.
Yes. Nico says time and light with Lite. Time and light. Sue says alcohol and lime. Alcohol and lime. Danny went with lime and salt. Brian said salt. That was several seconds after saying lime up above. So I don't know if you combine those. He didn't.
Well, we did it. We combined them for Craig.
Yeah. So lime, salt. Those are the two things he's put in there. Ian says Spud McKenzie's arch nemesis dog and bros. Are bros in it? Is that possible?
Style point, Ian.
Barbara says lime and salt. We're seeing a trend here. People feel pretty strongly about lime, and some people are going with salt as well. That opened the can of crazy. Sue says and salt. Gross, no matter how you look at it. So Sue went with lime above, I believe.
Alcohol and lime.
Alcohol, lime, and salt. Feels like three things in there. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Alcohol and lime she had above, and then and salt. Gross, no matter how you look at it. I'm one of the more crazies in the forest, says Danny. Craig had to restart his router, so now I'm watching my cell phone Facebook app. The chat is the literal worst. I'm very sorry, Craig. Don't give all the secret out this early in the week. Ian says you put the lime in the coconut and you drink it right up. What was the correct answer?
It's lime and salt.
Lime and salt. So our 2 points goes to Megan, right?
Megan. Yeah.
Megan W. got it. So congratulations to her. And we're off to our 5th question, I think, right? Does that sound right?
Yes. The 5th question is, what is the southernmost city on the continental United States?
What is the southernmost city in the continental United States? 60 seconds on the clock. Get your answers, and let's see who is the first to guess and who might get those 2 points. Or what if somebody does a style point quickly? Do they get 2 style points?
No.
No, not
I
the
can't keep
first-
track of that.
You don't keep track of it anyway, do you?
No.
No. So you can just send
God
them.
help you.
You can send them to whoever you want. It's not a big deal at that point. Everybody gets style points. You get 2, and you get 2, and you get 2.
I'm going to be the Oprah of style points.
Yeah, except they're bees. Bees! Everybody gets, if you say something ridiculous, we send you bees.
In the mail.
In the mail. So let's see.
So this is the 5th question.
Yeah, Ian has a guess. Strom Thurmond's Hootenanny. Is that correct?
Nobody gets a style point.
It does get a style point. All right. We'll keep track of those style points because none of the rest of us are. Time is up.
Dead people have hootenannies?
Um,
Is it a memorial hootenanny?
they're Helen nannies, I guess.
Hella nannies?
Yeah, they're down in hell doing a hootenanny. It's a Helen nanny. All right, let's start from the top and see who got the answers. Let's go to our chat and look at this. It looks like top of the list is Sue with Key West. And then Megan W. said Florida City. Robert said Miami. So those are 3 different answers that people have come in with to start it off, to try and get that first one. Jenny says Key West as well, though, as does Danny, which makes me think there's a theme here. Maybe Sue's got this one. Virginia says Key West. Steven says Key West. And Brian says Key West. Christina comes in with Miami to try and even it out a little bit. Craig says, I should know this because my aunt lives there. Let's go with Southland. Southland. Seems obvious. Emily says Key West. And Barbara says Florida City. Ian says he's not dead. He is now an undead Stromby.
Oh.
It's a zombie.
That's more disturbing.
Yeah, it's a Strom zombie.
Stromby.
Stromboli. Oh, I can't eat that anymore now. Oh, God. All right, so those are all the answers. Nico says, man, how am I typing so slow? I don't know. You've had plenty of time to practice. What is the correct answer?
Key West.
It is Key West. All right, point goes to Sue.
Sue gets the double.
Gets the double. Nice. All right, spreading it out. A bunch of people getting double points is good.
That's our 5th question.
Our 5th question. So where are we at in the standings right now?
Well, Sue is in the lead with 6 points.
Oh, Sue in the lead with 6 points.
There's no one with 5 points, but 3 people have 4
A
points.
strong lead. with 6
Brian,
points.
Barbara, and Emily all have 4 points.
Brian, Barbara, and Emily all have 4 points.
Yes. Danny, Megan W., and Kristen D. all have 3 points.
All right, 3 points.
And then with 2 points, we have Virginia, Steam, and Jenny.
Jenny's, yeah.
And then Ian and Craig have 1 point.
Okay. So if your points are different than our points, let us know. Nico says, I definitely said Key West. And I think that's what I said. Yeah. Nico, Jenny, and Danny all got Key West.
Oh.
Right?
I don't think I heard Nico said Key West.
Oh, okay. Well, I apologize. So Nico, you would have 1 more point, I think, than
You have
than what I
1
said.
point.
You have 1 point. You have a point. Definitely saw it in the chat there. So yeah, apologies if we had that incorrect. So, 6th question, right?
Yes.
All
This
right.
is a closest question.
For those who don't know how closest works, you have to be closest.
It's not Price is Right rules.
Right. No.
It's just straight up closest.
As we said before, if it's a 5 is the answer, if you guess 5, everybody that guesses 5 gets a point. If nobody guesses 5, then whoever guesses 4 and or 6
Gets a point.
Gets a point. So anybody that's in that range, there will be at least 1 point awarded here. And actually, there will actually be 2 points awarded at the very least. Because if it's closest
And first.
and first, you're going to get that. So there's definitely 2 points going out this round, no matter what. So get ready with your fingers on the keyboards. Number 6 is...
How many bones are in the human wrist?
All right, how many bones are in the human wrist? 60 seconds on the clock. Let's see who can use their wrists to type this. It's going to come into it.
Not Nico.
No, not Nico. She's doing it just pounding it like
She's doing it with her feet. That's what she's doing it
feet.
slower.
that takes longer. That does. Let's see. Everybody's talking. That's good. Steam says I like Virginia and Jenny. That's not creepy at all. That's fine. You can definitely like
I
that.
don't know about Virginia, but Jenny is married, Buster.
Yeah, to someone else who might possibly be also in this game.
It's Tom Marvolo Riddle.
Yeah, it's Tom Morello Riddle. Wow, this is very odd, or I need to catch up on a drinking game. There is insanity happening in the chat right now, is what we're seeing. 7 seconds, 6, 5. Get your answers in. We're seeing, quite a run of different things. Ian has an answer. He says, is it $1? $1 worth of bones.
No.
No, it's not $1 worth of bones.
Sorry, Ian.
All right, let's take a look at the chat and see. Let's see. Brian comes in first with 26. 26. Those feel like very large wrists.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that feels like a very big wrist. Kristen D says 5. Emily says 18. Sue says 15. Megan says 8. Robert goes with 69. Steam, with his good friend Robert, says 69. The two of them, if you know what I mean.
Style points. Fine.
Nico says 36. Jenny goes with 4. Craig says 11. Virginia says 14. Barbara 8. Sue 9. Danny 8. Did anyone get it correct?
Yes.
We did. Okay, so we don't have to do the over. What is the correct answer?
8.
8. So I have the double going to Megan. Oh, look at that. So no closest this time. Megan got it right on the dot with 8. Barbara and Danny also coming in with a point. Well done, everybody.
Good job, gang.
I did feel like the 26 was large. That seemed like it would be a really...
You didn't think 69 was large?
Well, that was later on. I knew they were goofing off. But when Brian came in with 26 right off the bat, I felt like he just touched any numbers he could and then hit send.
How many people do you think were like?
We're touching just... there's 2, 3, 4...
26.
5, 6, 20, 26. All right. Virginia says she's married to... Oh, that's so sad. Oh.
For Steam. Not for you,
Yeah,
Virginia.
I mean, no,
it's
good
amazing for you.
That's fantastic for you. But it's very sad for Steve. Steve is just saying that they have the same number of points. They're point buddies. He wasn't actually trying to stand outside their windows. Well, he didn't say he's not. He might also be doing that, but it was definitely having to do with points and then maybe standing outside of their windows. All right, I think we're to 7, right? What do we have for 7? Any answers that we need for this?
There's a note for this question.
A note for this question.
You need to include the year.
The year. All right. I think, are we going to just do the whole thing? Should it be make, model, year? Year, what?
I would accept just model.
Model and year. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to need a model and year. All right.
Ready?
Yes.
What kind of car did Louise drive in the movie Thelma and Louise?
All right. The question is up. Everybody post into the chat. What kind of car did Louise drive in the movie Thelma and Louise? We need both the model and the year. If you do not have the model and the year, we will not count it. Model and year. You can do the make as well if you would like, but you need to do
Just
the model
for
and
clarification, Ford is a make.
Correct.
Explorer is a model.
So where Robert says Chevy 1969,
That is a make.
a make and a model year. Model would be the name of
Camaro.
Yeah. And then it would be the
69.
Yeah. So that's the thing that you need to go with. So far it's getting a little rough here. We've got some answers in.
I think this is the hardest question of the night.
Not a lot of people followed directions. We will say that there was a lot of contention when it came to the actual, like, how to do things. Michelle is hitting every button. I am seeing that right now. My sister Michelle has joined.
Oh, she's making the bubbles?
And she's reacting with every possible interaction.
I'm calling those emoji bubbles.
Emoji bubbles. She's making the emoji. She's blowing emoji bubbles.
I like that. Thank you, Michelle.
All right. I didn't press the button again. All right. Time is up. We're doing time is up. It's definitely been a minute. I was distracted. All right. So let's start at the top and head down. Robert says Chevy 1969. Unfortunately, not in the form of a question.
And isn't even right.
No. Megan says 1966 Ford Thunderbird. That's better. That is definitely better. Emily says 1957 Studebaker. Again, Studebaker is a type of car maker, not a type of car. Right?
Yes, that's a make, not a model.
Right, yeah. So that's not going to count. Brian says...
What would be the model for a Studebaker?
I don't know. They probably just had, like, V2s or something like that. I could look it up, but I think they had other names for them. Studebaker was the company, though. Thunderbird 2,974, says Brian.
2,974.
Is a future Thunderbird.
You're a pain in my ass.
A future Thunderbird. Jenny says 67 Mustang. There we go. That's a year.
That is a year and a model.
And a model. Well done. Yeah, so we got that. Ford Thunderbird, says Michelle, because she doesn't want to follow directions.
Damn it, Michelle.
Sue says Ford T-Bird, also not following directions.
No direction following.
Brian says 1964. Just the year 1964.
He already said Thunderbird, right?
This is complete bedlam, is what is happening right now.
I'm sorry.
Complete insanity.
This is a terrible question.
We shouldn't have had additional instructions.
Yeah.
That's what ended up happening, is we had additional instructions and it confused a lot of people. Brian just put 1964. Kristen put Pontiac Le Mans 1975. There we go. Nicely done, Kristen.
That is a complete answer.
You got an entire answer. You even put a make in there along with the model, but you got the model and the year. Great. Sue went with 1966.
But she said Ford Thunderbird earlier.
Did she? Okay,
yeah,
so we're combining them. We combine those together.
That's what Brian did too.
Yeah. I think. Well, no, he put a year in the other one.
Oh, he put a year in the future.
Yeah, he put a future year. It's getting very confusing. Danny says 1966 Thunderbird. That is a year and a model. Ford Mustang 1966, says my sister. She has corrected herself. 1969 Pontiac Supercar, says Steam. Cadillac 1978, says Christina. 66 Thunderbird, says Barbara. Craig says 1999 Claudia Schiffer.
Style point, but creepy.
Virginia says 1968 Cutlass Supreme.
Ooh.
Ian says it was a terminal velocity convertible.
Oh.
And year
style
included.
Point.
Nico says 1966 DeLorean.
Very funny. Style
DeLorean. Point. Were there DeLoreans in 66? I don't think there were. I feel like that's
I'm still taking it as a style point.
Okay. All right, so that looks like everyone. Brian says he fat fingered the year. Yeah, you did. You totally fat fingered the year. So he meant 1964 when he put 2974.
Yes.
All right, what was the correct answer?
66 Thunderbird.
A 66 Thunderbird.
Which I think means Megan got it.
That's what I've got. Yeah, Megan doubles up her points with a 2
for right there.
Yeah, this is great. I like different people getting extra points. This is fun. All right. So that was our 7th, I think.
Yes.
So 8th question. Hopefully the instructions are clearer on the 8th question.
This is pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. Just answer.
Yeah.
All right. We just need an answer in the chat for the 8th question.
Wait, now I'm second guessing.
What? You think that
It's a sports team.
Okay.
So I need the city and the name of the team.
The city and the name of the team.
So if you were going to say it's a hockey team, it would be the Washington Capitals.
Gotcha.
Not
So-
just Washington, not just Capitals.
So if you were to like
Washington
say
Capitals.
St. Louis Rams, you'd be wrong because now they're in LA.
Right.
All right. So we need a city and a sports team
Yes.
for this question.
What team did Roger Clemens play for immediately before he played for the Yankees?
Michelle has announced that she's going to all caps because she's more successful in bold font.
You are a bold font.
You are a bold font.
Did you press the button?
I did.
Okay.
60 seconds is already on the clock. What team did Roger Clemens, who is a pitcher, a baseball pitcher, what did he play for immediately before the Yankees, which is a baseball team?
It is a New York Yankees team.
Yes. Here's a hint. It wasn't the New York Yankees.
You got to pick one of the other 31.
Yeah, he didn't go from the Yankees straight to the Yankees. That's not
Yankees
how
for
this works.
life.
Yeah. Ian says one Ian Chokin awarded for every correctly formatted answer. There, you're gonna have to go and figure that out. Who had the right answers in terms of formatting? Ian's now gonna have to go through and hand out the Ian tokens because I'm not doing that.
That should be self-regulated. You know if you did it right. If you didn't do it right, we've already mocked you mercilessly.
All right, time is up. I'm seeing. Let's see. When did Deadpool join this chat? I don't know. Robert, it was a unicorn. There's insanity still happening. Just for the record, still insanity.
I'm glad you're the one reading the chat.
Sue says, "Oh God, directions to follow." That is true.
It's amazing.
Here we go to the chat.
The directions to follow are mostly amusing for me and helpful for me because it's hilarious when people just cannot even with the directions.
Cannot even. Not even a chance.
I gotta spice up Monday somehow.
Yeah, so let's start from the top. Emily came in first with Toronto Blue Jays.
That is a properly formatted answer.
That is. Toronto is a city, and Blue Jays happen to be a baseball team. Brian came in second with Boston Red Sox.
The Sox.
My sister came in third, yelling, "Baltimore Raisins!" That
Begrudgingly style point.
Nico said the Red Sox.
Damn it, Nico.
Kristen says Houston Astros. Ian says Springfield Isotopes. More of a minor league team. Although I hear they're breaking up. So
Style point. And for you.
thank you. Steam says the St. Louis Cardinals. Craig says the Philadelphia Drunkards.
Style point.
Danny says Boston Red Sox. Virginia says Boston Red Sox. Michelle says, shit, wrong sport. The Raisins?
The Baltimore Raisins?
Did you mean Ravens?
Are you speaking into your telephone?
Yeah.
And it did speech to text
That's
and it
what
came out raisins?
She screamed it. She screamed it into her telephone. She said, okay, Google, Baltimore Ravens. And it went, Baltimore Raisins.
Google wasn't smart enough to figure out that ravens and raisins sound alike.
Yeah, no, not when you're screaming it at it. It did it on purpose to spite her.
It didn't autocomplete Baltimore Ravens.
No. California raisins, I'd understand. Baltimore raisins?
Baltimore magical raisins. Right around the field.
Danny said Boston Red Sox. Virginia said Boston Red Sox. Michelle yelled shit. Sue says Toronto Blue Jays. Barbara says St. Louis Cardinals. Robert says screw the Yankees. Bo Sox Nation for life.
That's not correctly formatted.
Megan says the Orlando Dolphins, which is
You are so sweet.
that is
I like you a lot.
the Orlando Dolphins. But Some would say that's the wrong sport, and others would say that's the wrong city. But you did get a bunch of different things together and properly formatted.
There's no baseball team in Orlando, and there's no baseball team called the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But I respect your game, and I give you 2 style points.
There is a sports team called the Dolphins, and they are in Florida.
And there's a sports team in Orlando, and it's a basketball team.
That's true. That is a fact.
But you did get 2 style points.
Jenny goes with the Baltimore Orioles, who a lot of people don't know is the minor league team for the Baltimore Raisins. So when you graduate up, you get to go to the Baltimore Raisins.
If you're very good.
Emily says, I'm also a Red Sox fan. Steam says, go Nats. And a fight is breaking out in the chat. There's only baseball. Nothing else matters, says Robert. Nico says, was it the Montreal Red Sox? Not anymore. It's not. All right.
Nico, you are so pretty.
What was the correct answer?
It's the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays is the correct answer.
But in my heart, the correct answer is the Boston Red Sox.
Is the Boston Red Sox. Because that's what happened before the Blue Jays. Right? Is that...
Oh, I don't know. I just like the Red Sox.
Wasn't he on the Red Sox?
Are you going to make me Google this?
He was on the Red Sox at one point, right?
GTS.
He was on the Red Sox. I think it went Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Yankees.
GTS,
right?
the career of Roger Clemens, and tell us the order of his teams.
Yeah, I think that's how it worked. He was originally with the Red Sox, and then he smited you all and went over to the Yankees. He was
with a quick hop.
He went to Canada so nobody could trace him, and then over to the Yankees. Yeah, you have to.
So he could get the Mounties on his side.
He went. Yeah, no, the Toronto was like a proxy, right? So you can't track him. He bounced it off a satellite in Toronto and then right into New York.
Right. I give so few fucks about baseball.
Yeah.
I did watch the majority of the Nats World Series run because that's just fun. And I watched it with Steam, and I love watching sports with Steam. Love you, Steam. Steam even watches hockey with me, even though he doesn't really like hockey. Yeah. So I watched that. I got to be sitting next to my buddy Steam when the Nats won the World Series, and that was really nice. Mm-hmm. I was also sitting across the way from my coworker Chris, and it took us a full hour and a half to recognize each other because it was out of context. Mm-hmm. That was weird. But I do tell people that I root for the Boston Red Sox, and I only do that to annoy the shit out of my brother, who is a big Yankees fan. And because I was born in Boston, so it kind of makes sense.
Just to stick it to him, just to twist the knife?
Right in the eye.
Oh, goodness. Nico says, sports ball, go sports.
Good job, Nico.
Melissa says hi. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Michelle says, I was so close. No, not even a little.
Baltimore Raisins?
That's not even near Toronto, and it's a food.
Nom nom.
I mean, technically
Don't eat Blue Jays.
Technically, the Orlando Dolphins also food, but that's beside the point.
Well, if you like tuna.
Craig says, know your audience, Caitlin. I ain't Googling no sports. Oh, wow.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Now I have to Google it.
Steam says, love you too. I do enjoy hockey, just not as much as you.
Roger
9th question.
Clemens.
Right? Roger Clemens.
Okay, 9th question. What is the name of the clothing line by Prada that is directed at younger women?
All right. What is the name of the clothing line by Prada that is directed at younger women? Michelle says, I want Keith to braid or curl his beard, like if you agree. All right.
Oh, Roger Clemens got fat.
That's what the Yankees do to you.
Yeah, Boston Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees, Astros, Yankees again.
Ian says this is the penultimate question, by the way. It is. It is the penultimate question.
Why is Michelle sharing things to my Facebook Messenger?
I don't know. She did it to me too, but we're in a show. Seems weird to go.
Extremely confused.
We're checking our email, everybody. Hey.
Well, I was Googling Roger Clemens.
Yeah, what did you find out?
That you were right.
Yeah, I know. All right. Steve says, come on, Greg, get out of your comfort zone. I thought I hit this button. I didn't, I guess. I don't know how that happened. So I've got 30 seconds left on the clock.
Is your fidgety widgety thing not being nice to you?
Maybe. I thought I did this one, so that was weird. All right, so 15 seconds left. Get your answers in. I know it's been at least a minute, so you got extra time. That was what
Bonus
happened.
time.
They were distracted though by the curly beard bit. So
We're giving you time to Google.
I feel like it's fair. All right, time is up. Let's take a look at the answers and see what people got.
I like this because Keith, I don't think, knows how to say the answer to this question.
No? Okay. Robert says, my grandfather rooting for the Boston Red Sox and his grandfather loved the Yankees, so I grew up watching Boston Red Sox. That's what Robert goes. So he's with you.
Got it.
Let's see. Jenny says, Juicy Couture. Juicy Couture. First one to come in. Michelle goes with Bebe. Bebe. Could be BB, I guess.
It's baby.
Let's see. Megan says Mooey Mooey.
Mew Mew.
Mew Mew. Mew Mew.
Mew Mew.
Mew Mew. Steven says Little Hoochie Mamas is the brand.
Steve says that?
Yeah.
Style point, Steve.
Virginia says Roger Clemens did play for the Bo Sox. Yes, he did. Brian says Faded Glory. That's the name of that.
How can it be fit? It's for younger people. That would be for older people.
That's not what he thinks. Sue says Neiman Marcus. Christina says Tough One Juicy. Emily says I have fashion.
I do a fashion.
I have fashion. Ian says prattlers for toddlers. Prattlers for toddlers.
Prodlers for toddlers.
Yes, prattlers for
It's
toddlers.
cute. Style point.
Craig goes with little hookers.
Style point.
Little hookers. Nico says baby whores.
Style point.
Robert says Tom Riddle.
No.
No. Sue goes with Pradatot.
Style point.
Yeah, you like that? Danny went with Neiman Marcus. Melissa says Mew Mew. And Kevin Lovett Jr. has joined us and says Far-fetched. Barbara says too much damn money. Let's see. Nico says ISIS isn't here and I'm a sad replacement.
You're doing your best, sweetheart.
Robert says, yeah, where is her butt at? I don't know. You guys are friends with her. You have to pull her here. Tell her she needs to be a part of this. We need to make sure that she is enlightening us with silly sexual entertainment. What was the correct answer?
Mew Mew.
Mew Mew. All right, so Megan again with the double up.
Nicely done. I think it's all but Megan's, all of one maybe, but of Megan's points were doubles.
Wow.
I think Megan's gotten 4 doubles.
She doesn't get everyone right, but when she gets it right quickly.
Yeah.
That's very cool. We've got somebody who connected up on Twitch, but they're not saying anything. Hello, Twitch person. Say hello, Twitchy. We want to hear from you. We're doing some trivia, and you can participate.
Twitchels.
We've got one last question, though, so you can only get 1 point for the night. Our last question is number 10.
According to the TV show's introductory theme, what was the Bionic Man's profession before he was injured?
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. According to the TV show's introductory theme, what was the Bionic Man's profession before he was injured? Michelle is now on Megan's team.
You should be.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Sue says, way to go, Megan. She's quick on the buzzer. That's
Sue, you're hot on her heels.
Yeah, Sue's doing pretty well as well. So let's get those last answers in, everybody. We need, according to the TV show's introductory theme, what was the Bionic Man's profession before he was injured? We've got about 20 seconds left on the clock. Get your answers in. You don't even have to do it in the form of anything. It just is any job. Just put a job. Just place a job in the chat, and you might get a point because you could be correct. Robert goes with Playboy, which I don't think is a job. I don't feel like you could make money on that. If you're running Playboy, perhaps, but I think did Playboy shut down? I feel like I heard that somewhere. No?
Just Hugh Hefner's dead.
Okay. For some reason, I thought maybe it was like they closed like the magazine down or something. All right. Let's start from the top and head down because time is up. Let's see what people said. Go to the chat. Robert's in first with Playboy. So if it's right, he gets 2 points. Jenny goes with lawyer. Sue went with scientist, with a scientist. Kristen D goes with astronaut. Craig says astronaut. Christina says doctor. Emily says police. Ian says he raced in the lightning tong McQueen. Lightning McQueen?
Lightning McQueen.
He just spelled it with Lighthtniong.
Lightning
McQueen. Lightning. It's the international version. They say it differently. Brian goes government contractor. That could be true. He could have had two. He might have done what his work was and be a government contractor as well. Nico goes with surgeon, very specific. Some people said doctor. She went with surgeon. Melissa says astronaut. Steam says president of Camp Fuckaduck. I don't think that's true. I think that might be, maybe that's Caitlin. I don't think we voted though.
I am kind of a bionic woman.
Yeah. Kevin says, wasn't he a colonel? I think he might have been a colonel, but I don't know if that's its own job, right? You're like a pilot, a colonel and a pilot. I don't know, but general is like a job, right? Is colonel a job? Megan says astronaut. Robert says not XXX. Meaning like Iron Man was, not XXX. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Michelle says astronaut, unless Megan answers differently. So she's going with Megan. Unless it's astronaut, then she's going with astronaut. Barbara says astronaut. Danny says doctor. Ian says Playboy just stopped doing nudes. Interesting. Now it is just for the articles. I think he's just screwing with us, but that's beside the point. Kevin, you're thinking of OG Hogan's Heroes. That's where the Colonel was. Colonel Klink, I guess, is what you're referring to. All right. What was the correct answer for the last question of the night?
Astronaut.
Astronaut! That means Kristen D doubled up this one.
Yes.
2 points for her. How did we end up the night? Who won, first of all?
Do we want to do the sharing points first?
Oh, we do have to do sharing points. We've got 4 shares that are up here. I've got, there's a few more. I've got Emily shared. Virginia shared. Barbara shared twice. 2 points for her. Robert shared. And then I shared. Very good. Thanks for reminding me of that. Thank you to everyone for sharing this. It is very cool. Hopefully we can kind of grow our audience here and have a lot of fun as we do it. So...
The winner for tonight is Megan W.
The winner for tonight, pulls it out at the end. Megan W. That's impressive.
This is what I have for points.
Yeah, let's do it.
While Megan is typing out her acceptance speech.
Yes, Megan, if you have an acceptance speech, please type it out and we'll read it to the rest of the audience.
Danny with 5 points, Steam with 2 points, Jenny with 2 points, Sue with 8 points, Brian with 4 points, Barbara with 9 points, Emily with 7, Craig with 2, Megan with 10, Virginia with 3, Kristen with 5, Ian with 1, Nico with 1, Melissa with 2, Michelle with 1, and Robert with 1.
Megan's acceptance speech is, good job, Michelle. I could not do this without you.
No.
Michelle says, Megan and I crushed.
Yes, you
Lots of people
did.
were really close. A lot of people were.
That was tight there at the top.
Like Barbara had 9, I think,
Yep.
and Megan had 10, you said? Look at
And
that.
Sue had 8.
Sue had 8, so a bunch of people all congregated there at the top. I think this is good. This is good. We ended up having a good competition, a lot of different ways to get points. Unfortunately, that is the end of trivia. So feel free to say goodbye to everybody. Just a rundown. We do this every night at 7 o'clock. Come join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. If you're the first one into the chat to say the word first, you get a point. You get the first point of the night. So make sure you're here on time, 7 o'clock. Yeah. So my name's Keith. I've also got a podcast called Another Wasted Hour. You can go up to the top here at in Facebook, and you can go to Another Wasted Hour, and you can like it. And you can also there's a follow right next to it. And there's a little bell there that you can say all, and it'll actually alert you when we go live. So you have a better chance of getting that first point. Also, just like we said with these changes and rules, we announced that on the page. And we announced that in our Another Wasted Hour group. So you can join that to get a little bit of an advantage if you'd like. We also have a podcast that's available on all of your podcasty places. So go out to Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music or Spotify or Stitcher or iHeartRadio or anywhere that you've listened to a podcast. You should be able to get our podcast. Just search for Another Wasted Hour if you enjoy it. It's a lot like this. We've got some trivia. We've got some crazy news, banter, comedy, but we also feature a local musician in the DC area on almost all of the shows, artists, creators, those types of folks. So you'll hear some music you've never heard before, and a lot of it's very, very good. So go check it out, and you probably haven't seen it before. If you enjoy that show, drop a review or, the stars, all those types of things. Whatever you say is great. I'm not really particular about it. And come back here at 7 o'clock and join us for trivia again. And I think that's about it. Did I miss anything?
I don't think you missed anything.
No. Don't forget, we're going to get all the points together at the end of the week. The winner will get a free t-shirt from Another Wasted Hour. So until tomorrow at 7, congratulations to Megan for winning. You get the bragging rights for the night. For everybody else, well, and Megan included, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay home. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together. We'll keep everybody sane. You do it for us. We'll do it for you. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Good night, everybody.